Hello, everybody. This is the Anime Bro here, and welcome to another episode of Anime Talk, a show where I basically talk about anime with a guest. And today I am with Leo Armada.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day and welcome.
Yep. And if you want to actually check out his channel, link will be in the description below. And also, before we start this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this. And yeah, let's get into this. So the first question that I have for you is, what is an anime that you enjoy rewatching?
This is a tough question. I have a lot of animes I really love, but maybe a winner will be ReZero.
Okay.
Because ReZero, every single time I watch it, I find these small, subtle scenes where kind of foreshadows the events that's gonna come later. It's like it builds everything without actually telling you. So if you have not watched ReZero twice, you pretty much haven't watched ReZero. It's The writing is really subtle, it's intimate, and you really have to pay attention to everything, which is a really good thing. Usually, animes just have these scenes where they just tell you everything, puke out exposition, and explain everything on the spot, which kind of degrades the pacing. But in ReZero, nothing stops in order for the viewers to actually catch up with the series. Everything is slowly given to you, and if you work for the information, you'll be like rewarded for it. And especially if you rewatch it, I guarantee you, every scene you watch, you're gonna be like, oh, so that's what this was, and that. Like for if I have to give an example, would be in episode one. Spoilers for ReZero if people have not seen that.
Oh, if it's episode one, it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah. So in episode one, Emilia tells Subaru that her name is Satella, but like Puck has this abnormal and shocked reaction, and it's kind of like, why would someone who was with this girl for a seemingly long time have such a shocked reaction to a simple introduction? And later on in the episode, like Subaru is about to enter the shack, and he calls out her name, Satella, but she doesn't respond for a few seconds. So until now, you don't know what's happening. But later in the climax of the episode, Subaru calls out her name, and she just looks over with wrath and says, like, how dare you call me this? This is like calling a black person the N-word for her, if I have to make a comparison.
Yeah.
So, like, it slowly builds up to this massive climax until it ultimately bursts and gives you all these informations. So it's one of the most fascinating things about it. It's incredible how many things are planned in 40 minutes.
Yeah. I actually did not rewatch that. I totally forgot about that. I know, like, vaguely, like, what each arc is about, but I totally forgot about that. Like, now watching it and you actually pointing that out, I'm like, holy crap, that actually happened.
Yep, that's the magic of ReZero, arguably the best isekai.
Yeah. It's not my favorite, but that's a really interesting. I had never really thought of it as rewatchable. I guess because it's a serious thing that like drives the story, but that's actually really cool. That's how you're able to you rewatching it. Actually, you were able to point out all this stuff that I never actually remembered.
Yeah, and this is not just like in one scene. It happens all across every episode. It's very interesting, but most prominent, I have to say, is episode one.
Okay, that's really cool. I guess I have to give ReZero a watch, a rewatch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool. All right, so now let's get on to question number 2. So, what is a guilty pleasure of yours?
Guilty pleasure. Let's see. Maybe. When is this is gonna be kind of shocking because I wasn't like this. I'm down bad. In some scenes now in anime, you have these like fan servicey moments when they're played for comedy, and my comedy sense has degraded so much that this stuff actually makes me smile. Sometimes, like Fire Force did this really well with that one episode when like there's this calendar like nude posing, and it's played for laughs so well. It's so absurd. It's crazy, and looking at this, it pains me, but it also makes me laugh. So that kind of counts as a guilty pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm with you too. Like when I used to watch stuff like that, I wouldn't laugh. But it's that now. I guess it's now to a point when you see it, it's like I kind of, I don't know. It just it builds up eventually. Like this is kind of funny.
Yep. It's really it's just the insult to comedy, but like sometimes it just does its deed.
Yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't really count this as a guilty pleasure. I get what you're saying. Like that part is like a guilty pleasure. Like whenever that happens to that girl, but uh, as a whole, I actually enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed Fire Force.
Yeah, it's really looked down upon for some reason. The manga that I started reading thanks to Fuchi is really good. It's chef's kiss.
Hmm. I haven't. I don't think I'll ever give this a read. I'm gonna enjoy it through anime because I'm just gonna enjoy it through the anime. I'm probably never gonna give it a read until maybe it's finished. I don't know.
Yeah, it is like in its final arc or something. You're like, so it's gonna end soon.
Okay, yeah, but I'll stick to the anime. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the anime's animation is amazing. It's hard to let go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to question number 3. So question number 3 is, what is an anime you've been enjoying recently?
Ooh, good timing. Yesterday I started watching Faraway Paladin. This anime started airing this season, and it's a fantasy anime, really similar to Mushoku, but like
Hmm.
minus all the degenerate stuff.
And it's not a
It's
wait. Is this an isekai as well?
yeah, this is an isekai.
I never actually thought that was an isekai. I thought of it as a fantasy.
Yeah, but with this one, it's like if you're a Dark Souls fan, you will really love the imagery in this manga. It literally looks like panels and like backgrounds straight from Dark Souls. And as a little extreme player of Dark Souls myself, I lost it when I saw that. It's really good. Like, and also does mystery really well with its like main three characters. The characters
Mm,
who like raise this MC from like being a child to this grown up.
mm,
They have these undertones that they don't show to the main character, but it's clear that they are loving, lovable, and they do care for him. But they look at him as a child, so they don't necessarily tell him everything, which is just gives them that subtle undertone of mystery and something not being right. The world
mm,
building as well in this show is really good.
mm.
From the start, we instantly see these ruins of cities and countries. Then we see these gods, good gods and bad gods. And then this is what I liked about this one the most is it like introduces it and it instantly like this it's like Hunter x Hunter. It shows something and then dismantles it.
Mm.
It shows these gods like good gods and bad gods. One so like then the teacher, one of the main characters, tells the kid they are called the good gods, but the winners make history, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter what you were. If you lost the war, you will always be viewed as a negative or like an enemy. So that
yeah.
was really interesting. Like from the start, it's already setting up something that can easily be like explored and more fleshed out hundreds and many chapters later. So it's
Wow.
really interesting.
Wow. I actually might give that a watch. You actually kind of explained it really well. And I only got one question because you said this is a Dark Souls thing. Is it like as dark as Dark Souls? Because Dark Souls can get pretty dark in the sense
Let me
like if you actually enjoy the story. But
Yeah, the story is so really good. It's starting to pick up now, but the main comparison I'm making with Dark Souls is kind of through visuals.
mm,
Story wise, it's not really that similar aside from some world building,
mm,
but with this, a lot of the visuals and like the mechanics of dungeons and stuff really look something out of like Dark Souls, and some of the monster placements and when they come out reminds you of Miyazaki and how he builds these levels and like puts these enemies specifically in these places. It's really interesting.
mm,
It's a subtle thing, but like unless you really look for it, you won't see it. Like characters walking down a hallway and he has this bright lantern of a shield, and the skeleton monster is hiding behind the door, like right the corner of it, so
mm.
he doesn't get spotted. Jumps the main character. You won't expect that from a skeleton, but like these creatures are still warriors, like past warriors.
Mm.
So it builds that still like kind of mystery. How come these like skeletons are so well equipped and good warriors when
Yeah.
they're skeletons? And what caused them to lose and like cause the whole city to crumble? And why is it in ruins when clearly it was prosperous?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a nice thing. I might give this a watch. I'm a big fantasy
Yeah,
guy, so yeah, I'll get a watch and see what I like. See if it's my thing.
yeah.
All right. Let's get into question number 4 then. So the next question is, what fandom are you a part of? If you're part of any fandom.
Fandom, I'd say the most involved fandom I'm in was probably Bleach, because
Mm.
Bleach is one of the very few shonen anime I've watched, and it just gives me this nostalgic feel of cool character designs just clashing with each other. It kind of reminds me of when I was a kid, like action figures and fighting with them. It sounds dumb in terms of anime. It makes it sound like a simple thing, but it's far from it. It's a nostalgic thing. Like if you have that certain like memories of your childhood and stuff, it will resonate with you even more. It
Yeah.
has a lot to do with nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the character designs were probably one of the biggest things that made me want to love this show.
Mm.
At first, in the Soul Society arc, the
Yeah.
designs are it's like blocky Minecraft stuff, but later it gets, ooh boy, it gets really refined.
Yeah.
Even though like the characters kind of have these same uniforms and same color schemes, that small changes to like their sword, their hairstyles, like facial features, etc., that makes them stand out tremendously in comparison to like ReZero, for example. You see a lot of these characters being well designed and everything, but like they need to have everything different with each other, which I honor more in comparison to Bleach.
Mm.
But it's more respectable when Bleach does such drastic character designs with
Yeah.
succulent small details. Like it's just enough so you can tell that they're really different from each other, but they're really similar at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So you're the first person that I actually talked to who's in a fandom part of the big 3. And because you're in Bleach, I got to ask what was your thought when you realized that we didn't get a animated version of the 100-Year War or 1,000-Year Blood War?
It was kind of disappointing because the Quincy's have been built up for like pretty much chapter 2 in the manga at least.
Mm.
When Ryu comes along, and like in traditional anime manga fashion, we are told like this race is extinct, but in reality, we all know they're gonna be set up for a later arc when they like come in droves, and like this really hooked me from the start. I'm like,
Yeah.
hell no, that Quincy are not gone. I'm sure of it. And right as we're about to get in that arc, we just not having it for like how 80 years now. It was really disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's really unique. It's the first time when Soul Society is actually fully on defensive, like completely in the whole arc. It like
Yeah.
the whole structure changes with everything. It's really unique in terms of arcs, but yeah, as we discussed earlier, it's really like pacing is way too fast. A
Yeah.
lot of interesting things are overshadowed.
Yeah. Well, I was actually told by a guy who is also part of the Bleach fandom. Not really as much, but he was told that this arc, when it's redone, the main guy who made it, he will actually finish it in a way he wanted it to be instead of it being rushed. So I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yeah, it has my hopes up a lot. If I really want a few, if it doesn't have to be like a whole series structure change or something like that. I just want some specific things to change, like minor spoilers, I guess,
Yeah.
for 1,000-Year Blood War. I want Byakuya to die. That's one thing I ask. That please kill this guy and I'll be happy.
Yeah. It's been a while since I actually read Bleach, but I really, dude, I actually had my hopes up. Like when I heard that they were gonna animate this, I was like, holy crap! I'm waiting. Like this year's almost over, and I'm like, oh. Well, then again, it's like COVID, but I'm still
Yeah,
sad.
but the thing is, I actually had this discussion with a lot of people in in some of the Discord servers, and it's annoying. Like the COVID was a thing since 2019. Okay, for sake of the argument, 2020,
Yeah.
and now it's 2021, and Bleach was announced in 2020. So it's like, if you could not deliver this, why say that it's gonna come out in 2021, for example? Like
Yeah.
when it's clearly not gonna. It's just, I understand wanting to build hype, but through deception, like saying it's gonna come out in 2021, it's just cringe. It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
And yeah, and what makes it even worse is apparently production on it is in like very early stages. Like Kubo just finished doing the storyboards of it, so we are really really early in production. We're not gonna see it for like another year and a half.
Man, I wonder what's gonna finish first, One Piece or the animated version of the Blood War.
I to be honest with you, I think One Piece will last a little longer, but Bleach is setting up this new arc, the Hell arc,
Mm.
so it's really up in the air who's gonna survive.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a nice fandom to be a part of.
Yeah, imagine being the first one to die, but be the last one to stand up among the big three. That would be a big twist.
Yeah, that would be a really big thing. And yeah, I guess we'll get into the final question, the hardest question. So,
Ooh.
what anime do you think is overrated?
Let's see here. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Dragon Ball, easy.
Actually, I'm with you, man. I thought that was overrated too.
Yeah, like it's like I kind of understand that it's a nostalgic thing, but that's it. That does not make this series good. Why can't these people understand?
Yeah. It's probably good in the 90s when it was released. Like, there was not much of it. But then, nowadays, when there are better shows that are better than what Dragon Ball did, it's kind of... It kind of shows its age. It really does.
Yeah, especially with Super, when it's supposed to be like this Dragon Ball for the new age, but in reality it's just Dragon Ball Z, but worse. It's like... you can literally put Dragon Ball in like 20 words or less.
Yeah.
Tournament arcs, kicking the main villain's ass, power-ups, aliens, and what more? That's it.
Yeah. That's basically Dragon Ball. And honestly, I can see why like people hold on to Dragon Ball as like one of the greatest shows ever, because it was like, if you were not into like the big three, you were probably definitely into Dragon Ball, and that's probably what got you in. So I thank Dragon Ball for getting people into anime, but then again, people who are sometimes into Dragon Ball only are into Dragon Ball, no other anime.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people are like that. And what makes me dislike Dragon Ball even more is how Bleach, out of the big three, is arguably the least popular.
Yeah.
So every single time something comes to the West with like the big like Naruto and One Piece stuff, it's Bleach is always changed with Dragon Ball, and it's like, why are you violating my baby? Why? I have Ichigo on the cover, and why? Like, look at, for an example, you can look at like the Jump Force, the cover. It's Naruto, Goku, and Luffy. Like, there's in Dragon Ball's place, it should be Bleach, but it's not, and that kind of makes me feel it's like a usurper in a way. Like you're taking this really good manga's place as a arguably worst manga. They have a lot of problems that draw parallels from each other.
Yeah.
But at least with Bleach, like every arc is somewhat different. First arc is the invasion. Next arc is like your friend gets like kidnapped and you go. But then middle point of it kind of turns backwards. It like turns like you have Aizen, which completely throws everything off balance.
Yeah.
And then of course the third arc, which like a lot of people hate, is down to earth, more horror related, and it's more intimate, which Dragon Ball doesn't know what the word intimate means.
Yeah.
It's literally what is it called? Tournament arcs, and then kicking several one-note villains' ass. Only good villain in Dragon Ball is maybe you can also like Vegeta, obviously, and
Yeah.
maybe Cell. Cell I found to be really interesting because he is evil for the sake of evil somewhat, but at least like I can enjoy someone trying to find new ways to enjoy life with his new power and stuff.
Hmm.
And that's somewhat good.
Hmm.
But like Boo is just a brat. Frieza is a Nazi, and like Raditz and all his gangs are like Saiyans with monkey tail. That's it. They don't really have that much character. You can just you can have a human skeleton and slap on a Wrath poster, and then give them like a monkey tail, and that's it. That's what the villains. That's what the Saiyan villains are, except for Vegeta. He gets really good development. But then he also gets violated. What the Super is just no. My man hasn't had a win since like Dragon Ball Z, like Android Saga. Like how could you do the best character like that? It never does what the fandom wants it to do. Like of course you can have your own, like, you're as an author, you should not listen to every fan's desire. But at the same time, you should not ignore them to absolutely everything. Like Dragon Ball Super does everything wrong, from the villains, from the execution of characters, from downplaying retcons. Like, it's not faithful to anything, and Toriyama also has a big place in this. Like, Dragon Ball Super was like mainly made from Toei Animation and like the new author that makes it. But Toriyama specifically, like, so the mangaka who does Dragon Ball Super's manga said that Goku's Ultra Instinct form was supposed to be his peak. Like, there's nothing above this. Like, he is perfect. But then he also said, like, Toriyama came up and said, like, no, this is not perfect. He still has to do something. That's why we got the Moro and like the Cerealians arc. So it's really forced in retconning. Like, imagine in Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power, we see this grandiose power of Ultra Instinct Goku when every being ever literally pays respects to him, and then later on it's reduced to something really common in terms of gods and stuff, and like everyone just looks at him like, hey, you have Ultra Instinct, but you're still like tier 1, and there are like 100 tiers left. Especially Beus, especially like that angel Beus is with. He gives that retconning a lot, and it kind of ruins his character as well. From this mysterious and powerful being who just watches everything to giving exposition and ruining people's like enjoyment of stuff. It's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Only thing I can say that is probably good about it is it's the fights. Like, some of the choreography is kind of good, but a lot of the times it just gets reduced to laser beams.
Yeah, I do agree. It is overrated, but I guess like you said, it's probably nostalgia that people really liked Dragon Ball. In fact, I know a couple of people, and they're probably not gonna like what I'm saying, but
the truth is hard pill to swallow.
Yeah. All right, and that is the end of all the questions. Thank you for being here, man.
It's a pleasure to be here. It was really fun talking and being a part of this experience firsthand.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we actually end this video?
Listen, everyone, you don't have a choice. Like and sub to this channel instantly. You gotta like it. I'll throw you into the Dragon Ball world, and I won't bring you back. Say you like the video now.
Honestly, that could actually make them not like the video, because if there's some Dragon Ball fans watching this, they would want that.
I'll throw them to Xeno, and Xeno's gonna turn them into a play doll.
That might encourage them. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you, audience, for watching to the very end. If you want to actually check his channel out, like I said, link will be in the description below. And also, if you really enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.